Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I'm going to be doing some more Abyss running in the new Hybrid Gila fit that I've made. It's just been working so good actually recently. I've been doing so many Firestorm sites in it, and it just feels so nice to have a fit that's not crazily expensive, but they can still do the T4 Firestorm, because the T4 Firestorms are usually pretty difficult to do, but if you're able to do them, they're really good. It's not like, okay, it's T4, right? It's not amazing ISK, but still it is pretty decent, and especially it becomes decent when you take into consideration that the filament costs basically nothing. So that is something that I love about this. And then we also have the Hammerhead drones, which are optimal here. You can do so much damage. I probably could actually have some augmented ones as well, but I can't be bothered to bring them. But in the sleep waves, for example, the FE Altis waves, it will definitely be better to use the augmented drones, and they're not particularly expensive either. Augmented hammerheads, I believe, cost about 10 million each. So I mean, it is going to be something. I mean, 20 mil for a set of drones, but I mean, it will still speed things up a little bit, so I don't know. I mean, it'll do about 50 extra DPS, so if that is really worth it, and also you want the potential of losing them as well, could be another thing. Okay, simple wave right here, the Rogue Drop Battle Cruisers. We can just go around here, maybe even get that cache on the left, actually. Let's see, now we'll go for these snare casters first, then go for the spark grips, because the spark grips do EM damage. We've got the lowest resistance in the EM department. Okay, I don't want to use hammerheads actually, because we don't want to use the Tech 2s because they've got low HP. Go for the snare casters over here. Actually, we'll go for the spark grips, and I'll use my missiles on the snare casters. You can go towards this extraction node over here. Something I noticed that you can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear, but you can hear sort of like the filament sound still. It's like the Eve sound is always so bugged. It's so annoying. It's just the way it is, just the way it is. It's always some way or another bugged. Can never really have a good sound. Okay, now, okay, recall. See, they got a yellow box now. Me's taking damage. You can see that they already are taking damage, that one over there. Start shooting this guy with missiles as well, because he's in a missile range. And we can even pop this extraction cache over here. Well, you see he took a bit of damage, that hammerhead over there. Speed up, hammerheads. And we'll take this set out now. Go for this guy and shoot missiles. And the extraction nodes are really nice to get. They give quite a big amount of ISK in the T4s and up. Like, I've got like 4-6 million from each of these sometimes. Sometimes it's really crap, just 1 million, but or 500,000 even, but sometimes it can be pretty decent. So I always like to go for these if they are pretty close, or if it's a wave that'll take a bit of time. The Rogue Drop Battle Cruiser wave usually takes a little bit of time. You saw there I took a wrecking shot and it just flinched. It's just like, oh, whatever. It got such a big buffer anyway. See that 3 million, so it's like a nice little extra right there. I've got this extraction node over here, but where's the bio-adaptive? Can probably go for the bio-adaptive, we don't want to waste time like that. I could actually use an MTU probably, that would have been probably a better strategy, but I don't think that it'll be a good idea to go with an MTU. Or I can't really be bothered to go with an MTU, it'll take so much time. Hey, look, we're taking more damage now that they've come in range, but we just wreck them anyway. We have very big buffer. We have good active resistance. We have good resistances. We get good boosting from this shield boost over here. We also have good passive regen when we come down here. Overall, I love this fit. It's just so nice. Like, I would have never expected the hybrid fit to work, but it did. Like, you can use obviously an active fit and get better defenses than this. You can get like more EHP per second, but the benefits of the hybrid fit that I'm using is that we've got like a big buffer, so that recall, there we go, because the heals yellow boxing, you see that? Like, we have such a big buffer that when we go into the site, we will have survivability just because we have so much EHP to get through. So that'll be another, even though we don't have as much like regen as a really good active Gila, we'll still have a good survivability just based on the buffer alone. I mentioned this before, like, say I were to have like a infinite buffer or whatever, I would obviously never die because I've got and 0 recharge. I would still have enough buffer to get through, and combine that with that we've got the shield booster as well to keep our shields at max when we go from each wave. It's just really nice. And we've still actually, this booster does still provide some decent boosts anyway. It's not like it gives nothing. I mean, it's not the strongest one, it's just a C type unbonused, like with no rigs or anything to bonus it, but still it is something. And most importantly, this thing keeps our buffer at full when we go to the next wave, because if we were in a passive fit, this would not be at full when we go to the next wave. It will always be like somewhere around here, since the recharge passively is so low when we get up here. Can have our DPS ones out like this and start reloading this too. Go to the next wave. Good, good, good. The late shock waves can be slightly problematic sometimes because they do quite a bit of damage, but they still are alright. Okay, Charybdis, this is where we want to be a bit on our toes here. We want to go to the side. I've got this, actually, I forgot to mention that I have got a new module right here, the active thermal hardener, because this gives a bit more thermal resistance and hardly uses any capacitor, and is also pretty cheap too. So we want to go for these null charges afterwards. We don't rely too much on capacitor, so it's not the whole world. If we let's overheat a little bit just to get a bit faster so we can get under Charybdis. I don't want to take full damage from Charybdis, that will hurt a lot. But we can get neutered out if we have too many neuters on the grid, but we still have a lot of passive recharge, and this shield booster hardly uses any capacitor as well. Plus we've got a cat battery. It's not too bad. Okay, look, we're moving so fast. It's minus 70% thermal resistance, so this is a worst case scenario in terms of tank. We just have to get close to Charybdis, right? We just have to go in an arc like this, shoot these guys, and kill them. It's really as simple as that. Now, I don't really need to overheat, but I wanted to overheat just to, you know, be on the safe side. You can even go a little bit further like this, and down like this. Keep shooting. They're starting to actually attack my drones. Can stop overheating, don't need to do that anymore. We're hardly taking any damage. Like, it's really here where we have best tanks, so this is where we have worst tanks. Oh, look at that, our whole mid rack is just on fire because of that overheating. Okay, good, good, good. I'll just move towards this. You hold down Q and just drag it out, and like press double click to move like this. I was considering to use a Tech 2 Afterburner actually, because it'll be a lot cheaper and we'll also have enough fitting as well. So I think I'll test that next time actually, because we took a wrecking shot there and it just felt like as if it was nothing really to the curve. This is like wrecking shot, well, whatever, it just doesn't matter. So good this fit is. I just love it. Like, we have the buffer, but we also have the good tank as well, like the good recharge as well. It's just so nice. I love it. It feels good to be unique. It's not very popular to use hybrid tanks. I have seen them a lot, but they're a lot more popular to be used in the gamma sites because they will be very powerful, since they will boost the passive recharge a lot, and it would be very favorable. In fact, this fit could be very well used in the gamma sites as well, and it will be much better in terms of its tank, but it will be a bit slower, I believe, because the hammerheads do a lot more damage. Also, it will just not be good for our missiles. Our missiles, bonus thermal missiles will not be as good as well, since the reduced thermal resistance. Overall, it'll be a lot better time in the Firestorm in terms of time. I mean, it does buff the armor, but in the gamma you also buff the shield, so it kind of evens out. And also, another thing is that the gamma filaments cost a lot more. If we look here, Raging Gamma, we've got a little bit of ISK right there. Can move to the side here. To be honest, what I could do here is stop boosting and repair this a little bit, actually. I can use a bit of Nanite Repair Paste on this. I can even show passive modules. Look, basically, all my passive modules didn't take anything. We can just repair this a little bit. Yeah, just repair. Just one Nanite Repair Paste is basically worth nothing anyway. So it's okay. But if we go here and look how much the Raging Gamma costs, you see there 9 million, while the Raging Firestorm basically costs nothing, like 200k, something like that. So it's really good. So that's the thing. You see here, we're still tank. Even, I mean, we're hardly taking any damage, so it's not a good representative of the tank. But like, we're still got tank, even though we are not even using our shield booster, because we've got the passive recharge that is pretty good on this ship. Can maybe go to these, but to be honest, it will just take too long. Now this is where a mobile tracked unit would be really good, especially when they are pretty close like this, but I don't know. I would love to have an MWD, to be honest, but an MWD would put both my capacitor in the toilet, and also it will not fit either, because I'm very tight on CPU here, mainly due to this drone link augmenter actually. But this drone link augmenter is very essential for the Concorde waves, because there you can easily kite them if you've got the drone link augmenter, and also it's very important to kite them if you want to have a very easy time there, because they can't really hit you outside 70 kilometers. So it is something I always like to put on my Gilas, particularly for that reason. I've always sort of used drone link augmenters of my Gilas because it feels nice to have that extended drone control range. But to be honest, when you have good skills, it doesn't really matter. You have almost the same drone control range. Like, you don't have a particularly bigger, it's not like a significantly increased drone control range anyway, because if we go here, remove this stupid agency, I don't need this, but we have like, oh, get some loot there. We got this repaired as well. We can even repair our Afterburner a little bit. But if we go to the drone control range, which I've got max skills, so we've got 80 kilometers, and we can't even lock outside 80 kilometers, so it is a lot to waste. But it's still better than if we were to have 60 kilometer range. So that's why I like it a lot to be able to have the drone link augmenter, even when I have got good skills. Okay, good. We'll go to the next room. We were taking a bit of time here because of the movement patterns we took. Like, I'm having to move a lot here. If I would have maybe stayed near the gate, then I would have been able to do this even quicker. So let's go to the next room, see what we got here. If it's going to be an easy wave that we don't even need to activate our Afterburner, we can keep it, having it repaired. 20 seconds left anyway. Let's see what we got here. Ah, yeah, this is super easy. Let's go towards this extraction node over here. Wait a little bit, just don't want them to go straight away. Okay, a lot of neuters on the grid as well, so this will be a good indication of how good this fit is in neuting waves. I'm going to go for Scylla first because they die very quickly. Okay, now we can use our Afterburner to move a bit faster. Start shooting. Basically, we have to kill all these guys and there'll be nothing dangerous on the grid, really. They will neut us out if we spend too much time, but if we kill them before they can neut us out significantly, it'll be very easy. Very easy peasy. They die pretty quickly as well. Hammerheads are very powerful drones. And I've also got good skills, so do a lot of DPS that just crushes these guys. Wreck them here. Wreck this guy here. And we can, like, don't want to like face plant ourselves in them because their neuts will be a lot more powerful if we are close to them. But if we keep a bit of a range like we're doing now, like going a little bit to the side here instead of directly at them, then it'll be good. It'll be good. No problem really whatsoever. Like the Lucid Watchman waves, they're pretty strong because they have very good applied DPS, but they don't have a whole lot of DPS, so it's not the whole world. But especially in certain like abyssal frigate fits, they can sometimes be problematic because they will do a lot of DPS. Like, I remember when I was using the Retribution a lot, then it would be quite problematic sometimes when they would apply pretty well when I was trying to kite. But the Retribution has the good thing that it has like a good range, and actually the Lucid Watchman can't really hit you too well outside of 40 kilometers. They can hit you, but not too well. The Purifier especially, it has a very good easy time with the Lucid Watchman because it can keep a good range with them if you decide to use the Purifier in the Abyss. But you see that? We just killed them very fast, like, really, no issue whatsoever. Can go for this guy because the drone seemed to be already keen on going for that guy. You can see if there's anything in this extraction node over here. And you see that our tank is just holding up really good. We have the most recharge when it comes to 30%, so it's like, don't worry too much if it's going down because it's get better and better. And you want to keep your booster on all the time just to get as much out of it as possible, really. To keep your buffer up as much as possible. You can think of it like adding to a pool of total DPS negated when you activate your shield booster. Let's go for this. I mean, you can see you can get some decent loot sometimes. 4 million right there. We'll hope we get some good lucky loot from this bioadaptive cache right here, because you can sometimes get really nice T6 filaments. Like T6s, they have seems to have a significantly higher likelihood to drop in T4s compared to like the T3s. Like, really, it goes up a lot. Hardly ever get T6s and T3s, but from time to time I do get them in T6s. Obviously it's more in T5s and T6s, but it feels like it's exponentially more rare in the T3s and below. Okay, there we go. Easy done, easy money. Okay, what do we have in this bioadaptive cache over here? There we go, pop that, grab the loot, and we'll see what we get here. But it was good. I was happy very much actually with the Charybdis Tyrannus wave, because he wasn't able to attack us much at all actually. We even took a wrecking shot as well, and it was like, oh, whatever, a wrecking shot, I guess it's just a little bit of a tickle, I guess. It's just really important, essential in the Charybdis Tyrannus wave to keep a good transversal, not approach head on, have a good arc in your like direction, and also have your drones and missiles kill the deadly E-War. So when I was there, I was killing the entanglers, the ones that webify you. Also target painter guys, very important to kill them. Really, the webifiers and target painters, those are most deadly. And then obviously there were newts as well. They barely even had any time for newts at all, because they couldn't even really get in range of their newts anyway, so it wasn't too bad. But really, webifiers and target painters, they're essential to kill fast. Gonna stop you displaying passive modules right here. Okay, we'll get out here and see if we get ganked. Hopefully we won't. We don't. Yay. Alright, I'm gonna dock up right here in the Citadel. Let's see what our total haul was. It was 30 million, and it took like 15 minutes, something like that. So 30 million in 50 minutes. I'm pretty happy with that. You can definitely get more though if you have a bit more luck on your side. So Hybrid Gila works really well. I'm going to test it next time with a Tech 2 Afterburner, because it will be so much cheaper and actually fits as well. But we will go a bit slower than the C-type Afterburner. So we'll see then next time how that goes. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.